Get some analysis now with Jihad Mashamoun, a researcher and political analyst on Sudan. He joins us now from Exeter in the UK. Welcome to the program. Thanks for joining us. Firstly, the Janjaweed leader Abd-al-rahman is the first person to stand trial at the International Criminal Court for atrocities in Darfur. How significant is his appearance at the ICC in terms of bringing justice to victims of this genocide?
Thank you for having me. Absolutely. Ali Kushayb being prosecuted in the ICC has a lot of implications here. The significance starts off with him being a commander of one of the Janjaweed forces, handing himself in and being prosecuted, is that he's also being an eyewitness to who was giving the orders of these counterinsurgency operations that later became known as genocide in Darfur. And the reason behind that is because the Janjaweed were loosely tied to the security forces of the former Bashir regime. And the second significance here is going to open up a lot of questions on Sudan's commitment to handing over the ICC, those wanted by the ICC to the ICC. The reason why I'm emphasizing on this one is because at the moment, Sudan is under a coup. Since 2021, October 2021, the coup has actually suspended those questions of will the military and the coalition hand over Bashir and the others wanted by the ICC to the ICC or not. And secondly, I would like to mention this one, is that this is also tied to transitional justice and the transition period in Sudan. With regards to the transition period, in essence, the Janjaweed themselves became the rapid support forces of Lieutenant General Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, who is the second in command to Lieutenant General Abd-al-Fatah al-Burhan in Sudan. Now, here the importance is that the rapid support forces had always focused on maintaining its independence and not integrating to the armed forces, and that's put the transition period in jeopardy, or caused it to be shaky until the coup, which has been evident. And until now, they maintained their resistance of being independent from the army. The second point that I would like to mention is regarding the transition justice here, is that those who are actually wanted by the ICC, they're also being prosecuted in Sudan for coming to power through a military coup, such as Omar al-Bashir, Ahmed Haroun, and Abd-al-rahman Hussein. And this complicates the transition process, which at the moment, the transitional justice and even handing over Bashir and the others to the ICC is at a pause.
Yes, and can I ask you, because many people are calling for Omar al-Bashir to take the stand. After all, it was his government that created this Janjaweed militia that was alleged to have committed these atrocities in Darfur. What are the chances of Omar al-Bashir actually taking the stand at the ICC?
I believe that depends on a number of factors. I mean, it depends on the willingness of the military under Burhan to hand over Bashir to the ICC, and that's because the reason why that process has been delayed or did not happen until now is because Bashir, at the end of the day, is part of the military, the army. So if handing it over to the ICC, that tarnishes the integrity of the army. That's the fear of the military of Sudan. Now here it will open another question, that this would require negotiation or transitional agreement again between the Sudanese military and the civilian forces, or between the civilian opposition, the forces, and former members of the regime who did not commit crimes within Sudan or against the population, to reach an agreement to handing over Bashir.
Yes.
What's possible at the moment, though, and is that a transitional hybrid court can be put in place if that's reached between the civilians and the military. Such hybrid court would require cooperation between the ICC and the local judiciary in Sudan. The emphasis I would like to point out here, though, is that if this arrangement happens, the process will take years, if not decades, for results to come out. Whether to put Bashir as trial to confirm Bashir has committed crimes or not.
And in the meantime, we will keep a close eye on those proceedings in The Hague. Jihad Mashamoun, thank you so much for joining us on TRT World.
Thank you for having me.